As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I want to talk to our armed forces, our active duty LGBTQIA plus community. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who's on active duty right now. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything that you're doing to protect and to serve against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Now, especially to our LGBTQIA community, you may be experiencing some great turbulence in the coming times if the narrative that is being played out continues. During my time of service, it was pretty much don't ask, don't tell, and then post 9/11, common sense prevailed. And the general consensus was it was not our concern what two consenting adults did in the privacy of their own lives and how they choose to love and how they identified themselves. What we cared about was the quality of the service member, what they brought to the fight, and the fact that they rose their hand to serve. It may feel like we're going backwards instead of forwards right now. And I don't pretend to understand or be able to identify with what you may be experiencing in light of the possibility that your careers may be cut short if the current narrative that is projected to be happens. If that is the case, the concept of we stay ready so we don't have to get ready is one that I really want to touch on with you. Have a plan, okay? If it is that you may get chaptered or asked to resign from your positions, have a plan for yourself, for your families, your loved ones. Decide what's the path ahead. Definitely address any medical conditions or issues that you are currently dealing with prior to your exit from active duty service. Make sure that you get your examinations done, that all your conditions, any concerns are annotated so that they can be transferred immediately to VA, and that will better prepare you to have them addressed and provide care for as you enter into veteran life, which is a different battle rhythm than the one that we were conditioned to during active duty service. Whether you're serving overseas or stateside, it's important to decide where your final transition space is going to take you. If you're going to stay overseas, there are possible VAs or centers where you can complete your transitioning out of the military, and possibly if that's where you want to stay, make sure you find out about what services are available in those areas, and make sure you register through the Veteran Affairs website for services abroad. Now, if you're returning stateside, it's important to assess where stateside you want to be and start making contact with that respective VA or those respective VA centers in that area. Certain states may be more user-friendly than others based on current narrative that is being played out. Also, for your family members as well as for yourself, look into veteran centers. There are veteran centers throughout these United States. They work with the VA, but they are not of the VA. And they provide counseling for service members and their families. They also do virtual counseling, group counseling, and individual. So they are a good resource to tap into. Make no mistake about it, whether you realize it now already or it will come to you, this sudden change and this uprooting for yourself and for your loved ones does have an impact on the psyche. So it's very important that you establish your support system as early as possible. Figure out what your families are going to need. If you're single, what are your needs? Where do you go from here? What skill sets will you apply for income, for employment, for future career? Whether you go back to school, whatever the case may be, start jotting down what your plan of action is. Just like we've been taught, take it on as a mission. And if you have dependents and family members, what are their needs? Where will those needs be best met, whether abroad or stateside? And what support services will you need, or support systems will you need, in order for that transition to be as serene as possible? Not guaranteed, but when we fail to plan, we plan to fail, right? So please address those issues. Start looking at what documentations you need, what paperwork, but since you have the ability, get in touch with your JAG, get all your legal documents, update your general or special powers of attorney, get your medical directives for yourselves and your dependents, because they are able to receive that as well. I believe that's still in effect, where JAG can assist you with that and get all those documents in place. If you have children who have special needs, look at what resources they will need and how those resources can best be met. Reach out to your Veterans Affairs representatives and ask the questions. Know what you need to know ahead of time, so that if this is the path that is presented to you, you're as prepared as you can be. Also, guard your peace. There are those that agree with the narrative that is incoming for you to no longer serve. Pay them no mind. Know that you have the respect and the support of more of us than you may realize. Thank you for serving alongside us. Thank you for serving with us. Thank you for making the decision to serve. And thank you to your loved ones for being there with you and supporting you in your journey of active duty service. The fact that you are now transitioning to veteran is no small task. Please take it seriously. Guard your mental, spiritual, as well as your physical health. Get your checkups, get your documentation. Make sure you get your PCCs and PCIs, so that you see what and where and whom and how your transition can best be implemented. And if along the way, now or as the transition takes place, you encounter any type of negativity, give it no mind, or give it very little attention. Focus on what you need and what your loved ones need. That is what matters most. And just know that those who choose this narrative and no longer want you to serve in our armed forces will have to figure out how to make up for that manpower. And that will probably mean their own kinfolk, or that the kinfolk of those who agreed with them. I'm well aware that there are other service members and veterans who voted for this narrative that is about to unfold. That is their prerogative. And they span across all spectrums of our beautiful mosaic in the armed forces. Focus on you. Know that we appreciate your service. Trust yourself. Stay centered. Get the support you need, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Plan ahead. Stay safe. Trust yourself. And ask and seek for help in whatever you may need. Thank you again for your service. As above, so below. Stay blessed.